Hello everyone, Colonel Panic here, and I'm back with another video. A couple of days ago, this arrived in the mail, and so we're going to talk about this new device that just arrived at our doorstep. We got a lot to say about it, so let's get right into it. So this isn't going to be a full unboxing experience, but let's go through the motions just a little bit. Obviously in the box you're going to get a manual from Miyoo, which is pretty standard in the industry, a color manual, English and Mandarin Chinese, I believe. Back for the device itself, a micro SD card adapter for USB, and also a USB-C charger for the device. All pretty standard these days from most of the companies out there. You will not get a case with the Miyoo Mini Plus as you did with the Miyoo Mini, and you will get a screen protector for the Miyoo Mini, but unfortunately that screen protector does not cover the entire pane of glass on the device. So that's a no-go for me. I gotta have a screen protector that's going to cover the entire pane of glass. If it doesn't cover the entire pane of glass, it just gets to be an annoyance for me. So I did try to apply it originally, but I just took it right off because it was just not working out for me. So quickly, we're going to go over the device. I'm not going to go over any specific specs or anything, but suffice it to say that it's got a 3.5-inch screen rather than a 2.8-inch screen from the original Miyoo. And it is still 640 by 480, so the resolution hasn't changed there. Volume rocker on the side. Nothing on this side. On the bottom we have our USB-C charging port, a micro SD card, a 3.5-inch, 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, power button on the top, power lights, and pretty standard setup of face buttons here. On the rear, our shoulder buttons have changed a bit. The L2 and R2 buttons are raised, so that's great because we can kind of feel them as we're pressing them from around the back of the device. And I love to see this battery door, right? A removable battery door and a user removable battery without having to take apart the device is huge for the longevity of these devices, right? The thing that's going to fail in this device first is going to be the battery. We can change out that battery when we need to now, and it's a pretty generic port and size, so super easy to get replacements for. So good job Miyoo on that one. Love to see that. Wish other manufacturers would take a little bit from the Miyoo playbook and include user replaceable batteries in their devices. Huge. Unfortunately, that's kind of where the benefits of this device stop, because one of the major improvements in this device is a built-in Wi-Fi chip, which is great to see Miyoo do. However, of course, the first thing you're going to do with this device is you're going to plug it into a charger, and then you're going to turn it on, and you're going to be greeted with the stock OS that Miyoo has provided to you. And along with that stock OS, they're also going to have provided thousands of ROMs from who knows where, running who knows what in their ROM. So one of the things that I do immediately is completely remove them from the device. I don't want anybody else's ROMs on my device. I have the ROMs that I have. I know they're from a trusted source. I know that it's not going to be of poor quality. I know that I own these games, so I am very confident in playing them on devices like this. And when you put your own ROMs on this device, you can be assured that you are using them on every device the same way. So obviously the first test I tried was the Yoshi's Island test, which did not go well. Lots of stuttering, lots of skipping, frame skip didn't help. The game was totally unplayable. Now, I don't remember that being a problem with the original Miyoo Mini, but I'm sure the comments below will correct me on that. This time around, it certainly is a problem, and as this is Miyoo's second go at this, you would think that they'd be able to, improve the experience. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but if Miyoo expects the end user to replace ROM or emulator files or core emulator files. They expect the end user to do that. That's just not acceptable. And it's absolutely unacceptable for them to expect the community to be able to make this device work for the limited amount of systems that this device can support. Listen, this isn't inexcusable. Everybody in the entire industry is talking about this. Every YouTuber I see is talking about the fact that these devices are incredibly incumbent upon the community to actually get the performance out of them that you want. It's unacceptable. And it's the second time around for this. Really would have liked to see something a lot better here. Now, I got around that. Thank goodness I posted on Reddit, and I was informed that the Mini UI already has a port called .UI that is available for the Miyoo Mini Plus, which I have applied to this device. Now, the device passes the Yoshi Island test without a problem. Flying colors. Star Fox, all of the Super FX games work great on this device. Why is that, Miyoo? And why haven't you released the source code for this device? Why haven't you released the source code for the Miyoo Mini? You're not making that device anymore. Release the source code. Maybe it could be helpful for this device. I just don't understand companies not releasing the information that the community needs, especially when you are not making any money on the additional sale of games or the devices themselves after somebody's purchased them. You purchase the device, that's where the sale is made, that's where these companies are getting their money from. I get it. Release that code. Let us at least be able to have the tools to make the changes we need. In addition to that, I'm not sure what this Wi-Fi chip is supposed to be doing, because it certainly didn't do anything in stock ROM experience. Is there some firmware upgrade coming that will allow us to use the Wi-Fi to scrape pictures? Game art? Will it incorporate retro achievements? Is that going to come in the stock OS? If so, that's great, but the stock OS doesn't perform the way we want it to for certain games. Again, is Miyoo relying on the community to make use of the Wi-Fi chip? I mean, to me, that's just laziness, right? If you're going to sit around and redesign a device so that you can produce more of them, you might as well spend that time and create an OS that's functional and does the things that people want. I don't see the point of the Wi-Fi device in this device with the .UI port and the stock OS, neither of which take advantage of the Wi-Fi. Maybe sometime in the future some firmware will be created that will take advantage of that, but it certainly isn't out now. And I couldn't recommend anybody purchase this device now with the hope that someday in the future maybe they'll be able to use the Wi-Fi for anything. To be honest with you, I don't know. This device seemed quite a bit of a disappointment for me. I was looking for something that was going to replace my original Miyoo Mini right out of the box without having to use custom firmware and would take advantage of the Wi-Fi chip in some way. Now, I had a little bit of some heads up that there wasn't going to be a lot of functionality with the Wi-Fi chip, but to me, that seems ridiculous. Why include the hardware if you're not going to take advantage of it in the stock OS? Because you assume that every Miyoo Mini Plus out there is going to upgrade to a custom firmware provided by somebody on the internet? Come on. That's not the way a company should be producing hardware. And I mean, I know that these are small companies and these are a very small group of people working together, and I know that they're working very hard, and I know that it takes a lot to bring a device like this to market, and I don't know anything about how that's done. But it would seem to me that if you're going to sell a device, it should probably do the things you claim it to do. Otherwise, we're just snake oil salesmen. At the end of the day, I can't recommend this device to anybody who has a retro gaming device that was released in 2021, 2022, or this year. This device does exactly what lots of other devices do, what almost all of those devices will do. And it does so, depending on where you order it from, at about around $100 on Amazon.com. There's a lot of other devices out there that are, I'd say, better equipped to utilize more features and around the same price as this device. and they're still just as pocketable. I mean, you can get a Retroid Pocket 2 Plus on Amazon.com. They're on sale for $89 right now. It runs Android. It'll incorporate retro achievements out of the box, and you'll be able to play the games you want to right out of the box. That's just this one gamer's opinion. So, you know, take that with whatever seed you want to, but that's where we came down on it. Listen, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button, give us a like. I'm sure lots of you are going to disagree with me in the comments. That's great. Feel free to write whatever you want in there. Whatever your disagreements are, please air them below. But the fact of the matter is that I didn't come up with any of this stuff. This is just what I've been handed. So, hope you liked the video, and we will see you on the next one.